Today's video, I'm showing you guys how to install and style this hair I got from AliExpress. The vendor's name is Marine, and I also show you guys how to get rid of hot roots. So we transformed this wig into this, and it is super simple. Absolutely love this hair, and if you guys are interested, let's get right into the video. So this is the hair. I had plucked the edges. I also bleached the knots, and you guys see I got a little bit of hot roots, so we will fix that later. And now we're going to be blow drying and flat ironing this hair. I used the Cream of Nature blowout cream. This protects the hair and it makes the hair look very shiny and good. Also, you guys always remember to use a protectant in your hair because this is an investment. Even though I only spent $35 on it, here's the proof. It still is an investment, and you want to keep it for as long as possible. So make sure that you always use a heat protectant when adding heat to your hair. So I want to make sure that your hair is smooth and it is free of knots and tangles. So we just take a small tooth comb and just make sure that the hair is smooth and ready to get styled. This is probably the most easiest way, even though it's a little bit time consuming. If your hair is tangled, it will make sure that your styling process goes by a lot quicker. And just to keep the middle part, I use my wax stick. This helps the hair stay in place and not loose apart. And I love the wax stick as well because it helps everything just look laid and fresh and good to go. Now onto my favorite part, styling this wig. I got this crimping iron from Amazon. I'll leave it down in the description box below. You can also find it in my Amazon store. This crimping iron is honestly one of the best I've used. It's very similar to bedhead, but it's not quite bedhead. I used it for the first time on this wig and it was so easy to use, and I absolutely love that it has no borders at the top, so that way I can use it to flatten the top of my wig as well if I don't want to go for my hot comb. So this is how the crimp turned out. I absolutely love it. And just to make sure that the crimp stays tighter and not into a wave, I spray it with my Got2b glue right after while it's still hot. So that way it just keeps its shape. So if this is your first time using a crimping iron, all you have to do is just to make sure to keep the hair tight and don't pull it while it's hot, because then that crimp will turn into a wave. And all you have to do is just keep the crimp on the hair for about 5 to 7 seconds and you're good to go. No need for the extensive 30 seconds because this crimping iron is really hot and it does keep the hair crimped for a very long time. This right here is going to show you guys what I mean by don't pull it while it's hot. As I'm moving the crimping iron down the hair shaft, you want to make sure that you put the hair towards the head. That way that crimp that you did before will stay crimped and it won't straighten out. Again, you'll see me do it again. I push the crimping iron towards the head. That way it keeps the crimp onto the hair that you just did previously before. Hopefully that makes sense. But if you don't understand what I'm saying, just look at it and you'll know what I mean. This is how it looks from the back and the middle. It looks really good. As you can see, I have some tighter spots than the rest, and that's because I probably just pulled it while I was doing the curling process, but it looks good regardless. Now, if you do have hot roots because you're new at bleaching your knots, this is a hack that you need to do. Get a mascara, get a new spoolie, dip the spoolie into the mascara jar, but make sure there's not a lot of mascara on the wand, and slowly and carefully cover the hot roots. Not the lace, just the roots. This will ensure that you have no hot roots, obviously, and it's gonna look really, really good. That way you don't have to re-dye your hair and wash it and do everything all over again. You use this hack until you get really good at bleaching your knots, but in the meantime, if you look at it, you won't even tell that you use mascara on your lace or on your knots because it looks seamless. It looks that good. So that's the hack that I'm showing you guys that I've used for this wig, and look at it. This is the final product. It looks really good. The knots are bleached to perfection in my eyes. The curls look absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love this crimping iron. Again, I'll leave it in my Amazon store in the description box below, but now I'm gonna install this wig and show you guys how it looks. So honestly, you guys, this is the next day. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I ended that wig process late last night, so this is the following day and this is how it looks. I had to add some more crimp onto it because the crimps did fall, but regardless, the wig still looks good and I'm excited to install it. So what I did was the normal, moisturize my hair, make sure I added the makeup onto my cap, and I also added the makeup onto the lace as well, just to make sure that it all is seamless. And now I'm just going to install the wig and show you guys how it looks. So just giving you guys some details on this wig. I got this wig from AliExpress. They had their super deal savings. So this was from Marine Hair and I only paid $35 for it. It's a 12-inch 4x4 bob. It came pre-cut, but the lace was not plucked or anything, so I had to do that all by myself. And it is also a glueless wig, but because I have trust issues, you guys, I actually did glue the wig onto my scalp. But as you guys can see, you could definitely leave it glueless if you want. Me, I just like to make sure that there is a little bit of a securement and nothing could go wrong. And this is it. If you leave it, it looks perfectly fine there. But one thing I don't like about 4x4s is that big bulge at the ends of the lace. I tried to cut it, but it was just so much, so I just left it and just covered it up. But this is how it looks against a glueless wig. You could definitely leave it that way. I just wanted to secure it, so I used my Eben glue. I absolutely love this product. This is probably one of my favorite products to lay my lace down with. So as you can see, I put it on my lace and I just cover it with the melting band for about 5 minutes just to make sure that it is settled in. It looks like scalp, it looks good, and honestly you guys, it turned out to be really, really good. So as the lace is melting, I just take my hot comb and just define the way I want the front of my hair to look. I did not add baby hairs to this because, again, I am not a professional at baby hairs. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And I feel like I'm just going to mess up the hair. So I just left it the way it is. And you don't have to have baby hairs for every single wig that you have. So I was fine with it not having baby hairs. But I just wanted to make sure that the hair was falling properly in front of my face. And I think I did a good job. Honestly, this wig was a little bit on the thinner side. I wish I had just a little bit more body at the front. But regardless, there was no shedding. And that's one thing I like about short wigs. I think I explained this in my other video. The shorter the hair, the less shedding it gets. So I absolutely love that there was no shedding for this hair. And this is how the lace looked after I let it melt for about 5 minutes. It was seamless. You couldn't see the lace. I just combed back the hair just to make sure it's away from the front of the lace, just to give it more of a scalp feeling. And this is how the final product looks. Now this next part to me is an example of not every trend that you see you need to go and do. I put the concealer on my scalp and I'm pretty upset because looking back at it, I did not need that concealer at all. It just looked way too sharp and way too, I guess, fake, quote unquote, to me. Looking back at it, I could have just left it alone. But anyways, you live and you learn. This is how the wig looks. I'm going to give you guys a 360. The curls are beautiful. I absolutely love these crimps. And I think I did a pretty good job. If you guys like it, don't forget to subscribe. I love you guys and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.